Alright, what is going on everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video what I got going on for you guys is I am going to be discussing how you guys can make more resale flips and kind of consistently resell items more often, if that makes sense. So kind of have, I guess more inventory, if that makes sense, and if you're making more consistent flips then you have more items to sell. But that's really what the topic of this video is. It's just really showing you guys how you can, I guess, up your game and get more items in. So if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe and like down below, and if you want to check any of my Instagrams, feel free to do that as well. Let's try to 300 likes on this video, that'd be cool. And leave any of your questions or comments down below. I will try and get back to them, but that's all that needs to be said. Unless you want to check out Hype Labs down below as well, I'll just kind of mention that really quickly. Feel free to join our waitlist. We can again help you with exactly what I'll mention in this video. That's really what we do: resell help, copying people items, dropping discount links, stuff like that, diversifying your flips. So that's all I need to say. Check that out down below if you want to, and I'd appreciate, hey, go run up the Twitter following and I'll do a little giveaway there, so don't forget about that. But enough there, seriously, let's just kind of get started. So first things first, the main tip that I have when it comes to reselling is not spending your budget all on one sneaker, because I see this being a common issue with a lot of people starting out, especially with someone starting out with maybe 200, 300 bucks. This is kind of a common thing where again, they will kind of, go for a high retail sneaker and then they'll end up getting stuck with it. And this could happen again with something like the Chicago 2s, things like that. I mean, Chicago 2s have been selling pretty hot, so you could pre-sell those and use like a label scan and that would, be no issue. You'd get right through there. So, I mean, that'd be a good way to, just kind of make your profit on those. But with the kind of higher retail on them, let's say, another restock was to happen and the pairs were to kind of, drop in price, some discounted pairs started coming out, which I'm sure will eventually happen because the stock is pretty big on those too. So they will drop in price a little bit lower eventually. It's not really a short-term hold. They're going to go lower before they go any higher first. That's a definite fact. I mean, we have all the pairs from sneakers. There's, plenty on foot sites. Some of those smaller sizes are sitting but still reselling on StockX. So that doesn't really make sense. That's eventually going to change. But just kind of my first tip there is maybe with some of those higher retail items, just make sure you are able to sell it if you are going to go for it. Maybe talk with someone beforehand, be like, yo, hey, are you interested in this sneaker? I can definitely get you this on drop day, this size. Just let me know what you would pay. And if it's a good offer and you're willing to get it for them at that price, then hey, then there you go. You got a drop to go for. So that's just one of the main things I would target is, I guess, with some of those riskier releases, be a little bit more careful with going for them at first. It's safer to go for them once you've solidified yourself a little bit more, resold a few more things, and you kind of have a larger budget. But at first, with those riskier drops, those ones that might not be as much profit, be a little bit more careful. But starting with brick flipping or something like that is not a bad idea. We have those links too in Hype Labs. Quick mention. But the next tip I have, and I feel like this one you can kind of tell in the thumbnail, this is one of my main and general tips that I use when in reselling, is diversifying the areas in which you're reselling and really diversifying the items that you have. Really don't just try and get all of one item. You should try and have some sort of variety in your inventory if you are trying to build an inventory. You can see I've sold most of these things, so I'm really going to be packing these up today. But you can see eBay SBs, we got the Why So Sad SBs, we got some, Antisocial Social Club hoodies. We also got these Travis Scott MCD tees. These sell like crazy on StockX, so easy profit every time, I get those in. Like, those are super affordable, great, way to start reselling right there is just get some of those tees and, just start flipping them to StockX. If you get them for the right price, you can easily start making kind of a small profit there, but really targeting, sneakers and different clothing would be better. But again, another tip I have is not just going for sneakers. Maybe try, again, some of those, popular clothing items, ones that you maybe could get for a little bit lower. That's another thing we also do in the group is clothing backdoors, but that's not really a main mention here. Just want to explain that as a tip. If you're going for, just sneakers, maybe try again, just not just going for shoes. Maybe try some clothes, see how those sell, because again, maybe in your town there isn't maybe there's a resale store but they don't get like a lot of clothes in, or maybe don't have a consistent connect for it. Maybe they just kind of buy it from people in the local area, so kind of is sporadic. Maybe you could start selling them bulk of different clothing items and build that kind of connection. So just a little tip right there, but always worth a shot. I mean, look, I even got baby Chicago's here. These sold great. I mean, you know what I mean? So hey, don't sleep. You got to really go for anything that has that kind of profit or you believe will. But be safe and make sure you check beforehand. Beforehand, not in the middle of the drop, because sometimes I forget to check, and when I check in the middle of the drop, I usually never get the item because, I mean, that's extra time. There's people that have already checked that and know. Now, another tip I also have is not just going for stuff on drop days. I noticed this with a lot of resellers, just they'll only go for, stuff on the big drops. Sometimes, in between those releases, they won't necessarily focus on reselling or, trying to, get more items in that they can flip. And I think that is a beginner mistake. And some people, just kind of particular, they only focus on, new shoes, getting into new things, kind of those new flips. I understand that, but that's a lot harder nowadays, especially with Nike, with the amount of people that are botting on it, with tons and tons of accounts. So just from what I know and personal experience, it's not very easy to hit on these releases anymore. You still can, but you kind of got to be at the right place, right time, have the right amount of accounts, somewhat active accounts, things like that. But that's for a Nike tips video. But just one I thought I would mention right there is don't just go for stuff on drop day. Go for stuff every day. Try and look for those flips each day you can. And if you're having trouble finding flips, again, building connections is important. Hence why maybe being in not like just like a group that could be useful, of course. Just kind of building connects with people in your local area. Start following people in your local area. Make a resale page. Start following those people around you. Stuff like that. Like let's say there's a resale store, right? Maybe check not who they're following, but maybe check kind of some of the people that are following them. And just kind of follow those people in your area. See it. If you have some sneakers, maybe they'll follow you back. And you can start building those kind of connections. If you post stuff in your story for sale, or just make a regular post of something for sale. Very basic tips, but if you're not like going to join a group to get those connections and kind of do it online, then you can do it locally that way. And another tip, this is also very, very general, but this also helps a lot with sales. Some of the people that I notice making the most sales, and some of the people that have the most sales, they use multiple platforms. They don't just sell or resell in one place. They're not just selling their items on StockX. They're selling them on StockX, Instagram, Goat, Alias, eBay, OfferUp, Mercari. Like, they're posting their sneakers everywhere they can, and it can get annoying and it can be a hassle. But if you're just starting out and you don't like have bulk of a certain item that you can just sell to one place or something like that, I would recommend posting that one item that you have, or one or two or three items, in every single place that you can, because the more people that see it, the more potential sales and more potential customers that you could have. So that's just a general tip I have, a very general one, but I recommend that you guys kind of take advantage of that. And some people I see don't do that because they make it a little bit lazy, or they kind of forget to. I do it sometimes also. It's not a big deal, but again, it will help you with selling stuff more. I've always noticed that whenever I post my stuff in more locations, I get more sales. It's a simple fact. And another general tip that I have right here is making connections. I've already explained this a little bit in the video. I've said it a couple times, but really explaining it a little bit more and kind of what this means and why I feel like it is important here. For example, this is why Discord groups are useful, or something like an Instagram group, anything like that, where you're able to connect with more people that are resellers, whether it's online and people in your area, or people that are not in your area. You can still ship items to each other, and maybe you can start finding connections that y'all have and sharing those with each other. Really building connections with other resellers is important, and that's really one of the main tips I've used in the last few months to expand my reselling even more. It's just connecting with people in different areas. For example, people that are very good with clothing, backdoors. Again, that's one of the specialties we have in our group. I'll just kind of mention that real quick. And we have a lot of people that are connected with different things. We have the daily deals. We have the botters running items for people. That's not necessarily, that can help you get more items because they can hit stuff for you, but the general just connections we have, if you're just interested in getting more items to resell, we're very good at doing that for people. We can help you find stuff to resell easily in different areas. It's very easy with clothing, and we're able to help. So again, feel free to check that wait list and all that down below. That's just a really general thing, and we can help you make more resale connections. That's really one of our main things, and what we try to do is help people get connected so they can find more items to resell. And also, again, we have the opportunities within our group, like the daily undermarket stuff, like, again, undermarket eBay dunks. I've done plenty of undermarket YSO SADs, Philly SBs. Feel free to ask anybody. Also, I think we're getting some easy foam runner sands. We're going to do undermarket stuff like that. So yeah, that's one way that you can get more stuff, is just from entering in daily deals, entering everything you can, and you'll definitely get something at least. So that's what I recommend. And my final tip right here, this is a very important one, and this tends to be the main reason that some people are successful, and it's very important. I want y'all to hear me out here, is having a good business rep, shipping stuff fast. If you're able to meet up with certain, with people at certain times, again, just make sure you bring somebody, or, you're at least going to be safe wherever you're meeting up, doing it in a public place, something like that. Be reasonable with that, but having that good business rep, being able to get in what people want, stuff like that, making consistent posts, having a clean, Instagram resale page, or, Discord resale page, whatever it is, just having that good business rep is really what is going to bring you more customers, because if people know you're a good seller, they'll recommend you to other people. That's almost guaranteed. I've made a lot of good business within the group, and the reason I end up having a lot of sales or end up having a lot of people hit me up about certain items is because I have a good business rep. I make a lot of sales. I ship a lot of people their stuff in a timely order. Like, I make sure I try and do that as fast as I can, just with my schedule and different things like that. But that's very important, is your business rep and how people view you with how you do business with people. So just always make sure you're trying to build those connects, get items that people want, shipping them. If you are mailing an item to someone or meeting up with somebody, meet up at right at the time. Don't be late to it or something like that, because people are strict with their time. And if someone wants an item shipped by a certain time, if it's reasonable, then try and mail it next day, whatever you can, same day. So that's really all I need to say right there, but that's really what I recommend, and how you guys can up your resale game and have more consistent sales. That's really just some of my main tips. So feel free to check me out down below. Give me a follow there. If y'all want to subscribe and like down below, feel free to do that as well. We'll try. Let's try and hit 300 likes on this video. That'd be cool. And again, if you're just trying to get more sneakers into resale, more clothing, learning how to get more flips in general, be sure you guys check out Hype Labs down below. I am going to be doing a retail sneaker soon, something like that for the people, just to get some interest, things like that, because y'all deserve it, and a lot of y'all showed love and joined Hype Labs, so I appreciate you guys. And we got more daily under market deals and great things on the way for people to help y'all profit, discount links, cheap shipping labels, so you can save money there, with shipping items, other things like that, very convenient things that are just simple. So that's it. I'm Tristan. Thank you guys, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the wait list and in the group, and you can ask me some questions and we can start helping you resell. So I'll see you then. That's enough said. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace. Sticks made a fucking hit.